We got a quick injury update video for you today, but before we get into it, if you can hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach our goal of 100 subscribers. We're almost there, but we can't get there without your help. Let's get into it. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris came out and told reporters that he's been dealing with a Lisfranc injury, which is a foot injury that takes around 4 to 6 weeks to recover. He's about 4 weeks in, and the Pittsburgh Steelers say that he's going to be ready week 1 with no limitations. That's good news for fantasy owners. Obviously, you would rather not your first round running back be dealing with injuries already, but at least he's going to be ready with no limitations. Obviously, there's a concern that he could re-aggravate it during the season, but that's not going to stop me from drafting him. Rams running backs Akers and Daryl Henderson both returned to practice Monday after being sidelined with soft tissue injuries. Coach Sean McVay came out and said both of the running backs will be ready week 1, but this is kind of concerning for Akers. Akers is currently being drafted as a running back 19 in drafts, and with soft tissue injuries, they tend to linger and could be an issue during the season, causing Akers to miss some time. So I would note caution on drafting Akers at his current ADP. As far as Daryl Henderson goes, he's currently being drafted as a running back 43, which I don't mind at all. We know that he can be fantasy relevant. If either of these guys were to miss some time, running back Kyron Williams would likely be next in line. Baltimore Ravens head coach John Harbaugh came out and said he's unsure if running back J.K. Dobbins will be ready to go week 1. This is kind of concerning for the running back who's being drafted as a running back 24 in drafts. I would stay away from him at his current ADP because even if he's in, he's going to be limited. So I don't expect him to be full force until midseason, and you want to win now. So at his current ADP, there's a lot of other running backs available that I like that I would rather go for over J.K. Dobbins. If you've already drafted J.K. Dobbins, I would go and check and see if Mike Davis is available. He's likely going to be the guy taking over the bulk of the workload while J.K. Dobbins works his way back. The Atlanta Falcons rookie wide receiver Drake London has still yet to practice after suffering a knee injury in a preseason game a few weeks ago. It's likely the wide receiver would need to get a few practices in order to be ready for week 1. So if you've drafted him already, be sure to keep up to date on if he's practicing. If you haven't yet, he's currently being drafted as a wide receiver 43, and I would suggest staying away. There's a lot of guys available around that ADP that have similar upside. So as of now, it's not looking good for rookie wide receiver Drake London. A notable transaction that happened yesterday, the Miami Dolphins have released running back Sony Michel. This is good news for running back Chase Edmonds, who's going to be the workhorse back for the Miami Dolphins. He's currently being drafted as RB30, which I love at that current ADP. I expect his ADP to go up with this news, but I don't think it's going to go up enough. So target Chase Edmonds in your drafts if you haven't drafted yet. But that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, line 'em up.